Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book Bunk, a creation by Kevin Young. Bunk, 2017, examines the history of hoaxes in America, linking them closely to racial stereotypes and U.S. history. It illustrates the evolution of hoaxes since the early 1900s and how they are relevant in today's society. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Kevin Young is the poetry editor at The New Yorker. He wrote 10 poetry books, like Blue Laws, Selected and Uncollected Poems, 1995-2015. He is also an author of nonfiction books, such as The Grey Album on the Blackness of Blackness, recognized as a notable book A by the New York Times. With 6 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, America's preoccupation with alternative facts is explored to understand the reasons behind this phenomenon. The focus is on the individual perspective of why people may be drawn to this concept. The text discusses the prevalence of a fake news and alternative facts in American society, highlighting the challenge of deciphering truth in a world filled with hoaxes. The author examines the origins and pervasiveness of hoaxes throughout history, aiming to equip people with the skills needed to differentiate between genuine information and falsehoods, especially in today's political climate. Key idea number 1. American narrative often includes hoaxes as a defining feature. American culture has a long history of hoaxes dating back to the 19th century. The Great Moon. Hoax of 1835 by Richard Adams Locke demonstrated the spreading of fake information. Hoaxes have become a cultural phenomenon, especially with the rise of the internet. The deception in American culture has permeated even into politics, exemplified by the election of Donald J. Trump as president in 2016. This blurring of truth and fiction highlights the need to understand the origins and impact of hoaxes in society. Key idea number 2. Hoaxes provide false information rather than the truth to cater to people's desires. Hoaxes such as the one by P.T. Barnum with Joyce Heth and William Mumler's spirit photography exploited people's desires for entertainment and connection with the deceased. Barnum manipulated the story of Heth, exploiting her as a slave for profit and falsely claiming she was Washington's nursemaid. Mumler capitalized on the spiritualism movement by claiming his camera could capture spirits. In both cases, the hoaxes fed on people's desires and often involved exploitation and deceit. Key idea number 3. Hoaxes have racist and white supremacist roots. Hoaxes and the concept of race emerged during the Enlightenment in the 18th century. Many hoaxes are intertwined with racial biases, perpetuating racist and white supremacist ideologies. P.T. Barnum's Human Zoo exhibited racial hierarchies, exploiting and reinforcing notions of superiority. Rachel Dolezal, a notable example, faked her racial identity, highlighting issues with white privilege. Hoaxes reflect deeper insights into racism and white supremacy. Key idea number 4. Hoaxes can be dangerous by erasing cultural history. The text discusses the harmful impact of hoaxes in perpetuating racist perspectives and erasing the narratives of depicted groups. Examples include Araki Yasusada's fake poetry and Tim Barris's phony memoirs, both undermining cultural identities and restricting meaningful discussions. Hoaxes, by distorting realities and perpetuating stereotypes, erase authentic histories and hinder essential dialogues about social change and preservation. Key idea number 5. The hoax evolved from wonder to horror in the 20th century. Barnum's hoaxes intended to entertain, but by 1891, the focus shifted to high culture and exotic animals. The evolution of hoaxes turned darker, with Orson Welles causing panic with a radio broadcast followed by a Pulitzer-winning hoax by Janet Cook about an 8-year-old heroin addict. This exemplifies the shift to more sinister hoaxes, reflecting society's fears and horrors. Key idea number 6. The current era is characterized by the use of euphemisms instead of truth. The text highlights the prevalence of hoaxes and euphemisms in modern society, attributing it to the emergence of the age of information and its associated disinformation. It discusses the impact of the internet in spreading hoaxes rapidly and touches on specific examples like the gay girl in Damascus blog. The text also points out a narrative crisis that prioritizes spectacle over truth, illustrated by examples such as the American president's disregard for facts. Furthermore, it connects the success of hoaxes to racism and society's need to address these issues to bring about change. In conclusion, we're in a time of disinformation, highlighting the importance of recognizing and understanding hoaxes. Hoaxes reinforce stereotypes and erase true history. Originating in the early 20th century, hoaxes have evolved into tools of fear over the years. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.